Oh, no psst today.
No. That was a pop.
It's a pop.
It's a pop because we're not doing beer today.
We're not doing beer today.
No, it's
not a day
it's
goes,
whiny January.
It's whiny January.
and we're not doing dry January.
It's cold. Yeah, we're not doing dry January. We're not doing that.
So I figured let's do some red wine, some Virginia red wine today.
Okay.
And to kind of get the chill away.
Because it's cold. Yeah. It's actually snowing right now.
It is, yes.
It's cold. It's snowing. We need to get rid of the chill.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yep.
And what are we talking about today?
Well,
we sample some of this wine.
We're talking about Whitehall High School Part 2.
Yeah, because we introduced our experience at Whitehall High School back in our last season.
Yeah.
It was episode 6.
Yeah.
Episode 6 we introduced.
Not So Fast Times at Whitehall High.
So this is Not So Fast Times at Whitehall High Part 2.
Right.
Slightly slower.
Right, so this junior and senior
We're going to talk junior and senior year today. Yeah, exactly.
So we're going to get you we're going to get you through the experience.
Yeah, so
beautiful experience.
We've said this many times before, but for anybody that does not know this, Jerry and I met in kindergarten. We went to school together, and we've been floating around each other for the last, 40 some years. Actually 50 plus years.
56.
56 years.
Because we met when we were 5.
Damn. Now I'm feeling old. I might need more wine.
There you go. Anyway, we're going to mention too, I got on my Lost Rhino Deadhead in honor of Bob Weir, who passed away just recently.
No.
One of the founding members and really cool guy and guitar player and songwriter and producer and all kinds of good stuff. Yeah. I forgot he had done a lot with Wilco, who I really like.
Cool.
More recently. So
okay.
So yeah, rest in peace, Bob. He was a good dude, and all you deadheads, he goes out.
So the wines we're pulling on today though come from your overflowing wine cellar.
Yeah. I got a rack full of. I got a nice rack.
You got a nice
rack of wine, man, and we keep. For a while, we were in wine clubs because we have a lot of wineries around us, and the winery we're going to talk about. We being
you and your wife Ann, not we being we.
Well, you and I, and we all live here around wineries.
No, but wine clubs.
Oh, right, not you and me.
See, you're already doing the whiny January thing. We live here, oh God.
But we were in wine clubs, and then you collect a lot of wine that way, but you don't have time to drink it all. I mean, you'd be a slobbering drunk.
That's a failing on your part, apparently.
Well, yes and no.
Yeah, maybe
it's
a
an alcoholic by now if I drank all that wine. So we put it on the rack, and we let it age, and today we've got two nice wines from one of the local wineries.
But let's talk about wine roulette, and over the last, I don't know, I would say the last 2 to 3 years, some of these wines that have been getting older that you have pulled off the rack that you've given me, you're like, I'm giving you 6 wines to take home and try, but it's wine roulette because some of these have been sitting there for like 6 years, 10 years,
more,
and some of them don't age so well.
Correct.
Some of them you pop them open, it's like, okay, vinegar.
Or worse. But so the reason I did the pop with my mouth today was because I wanted to pop these before we did the podcast to make sure that they weren't
that we weren't going to be drinking vinegar today.
Right, that they hadn't turned.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah, so I popped them earlier and let them breathe, of course, and tasted them, and they're pretty good. So
okay,
but yeah, cool. So let's get. You want to get into the
first? Before we do though, I got a trivia question for you.
Yes,
I have trivia for you today.
Okay, trivia. I love trivia.
We've done episodes before, at least twice before, we've tasted hard ciders.
Yes.
So we mostly taste beer.
Yes.
We've done some other things. We've done a couple of hard ciders, and now we're going to do wine today.
Okay.
What is hard cider most closely? Is it more like a beer, or is it more like a wine?
I say it's...
That's a hard one, isn't it?
Well, I think it's more like a wine.
You think it's more like a wine? Why?
Because you're taking a fruit and you're fermenting a fruit, just like a grape is a fruit.
Mm-hmm. In Virginia, you need a wine license in order to actually make hard ciders. So you can't make cider because they're considered a fruit wine, same as mead, which is considered a honey wine.
Says the voice from the other side of the room.
The voice from the other side of the camera, yeah.
Kylie.
Says the voice from behind the camera. Yes. Thank you, Kylie, for pitching in to the trivia.
Need a license a wine license to make cider.
Yes.
So that further shores up my
So I have the results of my research right here.
Boy, here
I have 2 pages of notes on
The
this.
alcoholic scientist.
Yes, I have 2 pages of notes
graduated.
on the difference between wine, beer, and cider, and I'm not going to go through all this. I will not bore you
Please
all with
don't.
it. I won't. But here's just like Kylie just said. Basically, for cider, it's legal classification in the United States by the Alcohol, Tobacco and Tax and Trade Bureau officially classifies hard cider as a wine for registration, labeling, and taxation
right.
purposes.
Well, that makes
but
sense.
the big driver is exactly what you said.
It's
It
a
is
fruit.
fermented from a fruit,
Right.
like wine.
Whereas the other one's from barley.
From barley and grains.
Grains,
Yeah,
right.
That's exactly it.
Right.
So, all right, there was our scientific moment
Fascinating.
for the day as we enter into school, high school.
Fascinating, Jim.
Thank you,
Spock.
Thank you, Mr. Spock. So, okay, well, let's get to this first wine.
Okay, we're there now. Okay,
Okay, we're there. We are there now.
So the first one I'm going to pour is the oldest one. This is a Petit Verdot from the Barnes.
The Barnes of Hamilton,
The Barnes
here
of
in
Hamilton
Virginia.
Station.
Hamilton, Virginia,
Yes,
right?
Hamilton Station.
Hamilton Station.
Yeah, it's
okay.
different. Yeah, it's a little different.
So while you're pouring this, I'm going to talk a little bit about the
Yeah.
Barnes, because the Barnes is a really cool place.
Yeah.
We go there on a regular basis and hang out. Here's my glass, yeah.
All right.
So we go there on a regular basis and hang out. But this place, it's a vineyard, and of course a winery, but their tasting room, the place you go and hang out, is this refurbished barn that was built in 1910.
Yeah, and they didn't really modernize it.
No.
They just fixed it up so that it's usable and it
Yeah.
still has the same wood.
Exactly.
All the same stuff.
And it's very cool.
Yeah.
They have some great entertainment there.
Yeah, they got a lot. We've seen a lot of cool musicians there,
Yeah.
and hopefully one we're going to be recording and interviewing soon is when we first saw them there.
Yeah, exactly.
Coming up, Hopeless Semantics.
With semantics, yes. We've
Really?
been talking to them about getting them on a future episode.
Yeah, they're going to come on, so we'll be
Yeah.
talking with them. But we met them there, and we've seen a bunch of other good acts there, and they have great wine,
Yep.
and they've got food. You can get nothing really huge, but sometimes they've got
Yeah.
barbecue there, and they've got
they've got
cheese
a
plates
lunch of the day plus
and
you know,
pretzels
cheese
and
plates
stuff
and
like that.
pretzels and stuff like that.
And,
yeah.
and every now and then they'll have the pop-up mixed drink station. They'll make like cocktails.
yeah.
They do that too.
Exactly.
And they have an outdoor area in the summer, in the spring, summer, fall, and then inside in the winter you stay inside. But the outdoor area has a big view of a little lake down at the bottom where they have these two
Fake
cows.
Yes,
which
exactly.
is kind of fun to look at when you're
Yes.
sitting there and then they move them.
Yeah,
so they got to go. Where's the cows today?
We've taken friends there, and I can't tell you the number of times people have been. Oh, look at the cows laying out in that field.
They're
It's
like laying down.
No,
They're looking at you.
They're wooden.
They're wooden.
But
And they used
they're
to-
a little stiff. Yeah.
And they used to have a barn cat there.
Oh yeah.
Vino.
Right, but
Vino
I think
was cool.
Vino's no longer with us,
Vino's
right?
no longer there. But Vino would sit on your lap while you're tasting wine and,
Yeah.
and enjoying the music and stuff. It was a cool place. And the manager there, Susan, we've known forever. And I think also too, a lot of the founders were from Ashburn, from right here. Where we
Yeah, I think
live.
that's true. So
And so we have real good conversations with Susan, and she's really, really a great manager. She runs the place really well. Like I said, getting the good acts in there, that's all Susan.
Yep.
And keeping the place, as cool as it is. She's always got something cool going on, and
Yeah.
she's always promoting something great.
it's always good. So
It is good, yeah.
let's
All right.
taste. Speaking
So
of good,
remember,
let's taste the wine.
2014. So this has been in the
20
bottle for
and what
a
is
while.
this? They're 2014. It's a red.
Petit Verdot.
They do have both reds and whites.
They do, yeah, and their whites are good too.
Their whites are good. 2014.
Yeah.
Petit Verdot.
Yeah, that's got some age there.
That is good. I mean, this
dry.
This is held up well.
Yeah, this is a dry red wine.
Mm-hmm.
It's not real fruity. It's but it's almost got that little raisiny at the end because it's been in the bottle so long. Did you get
Yeah.
that little
bit of raisin at the end.
there? That's really cool.
Definitely dry.
Yeah.
But it's dry, but it's not. It's not overly dry. I mean, sometimes if you get overly dry, the mouth feel is just like.
Yeah. Now it's got a little bit of that acidity on the back of the tongue there, on the edges.
Yeah.
But what other flavors are you feeling? I got the raisin at the end.
I get a little plum up
A
front.
little plum, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's what I was getting to. You get a little plum up there, but boy, this is held up great. I mean, this is
2014. This is 12
years old. This is a 12-year-old bottle of wine, man. Hey, cheers! Look at that.
Cheers! Look at that.
It's
That's
perfect
good,
for the
yeah.
winter warmer. It definitely warms your tummy as it goes down because I think it's got a little extra alcohol than it normally would.
What is the alcohol in it?
Oh Lord, you would ask me that.
I would. We need details.
This is 15.1.
We deal in details and facts.
Right. It's 15.1% when it's first hatched.
Okay, so
I'd say it's probably up around 16,
17 right now. Yeah, no, that's really good. Now, the barns, if you look at their information that they put online, they focus on Bordeaux-style wines.
Yeah,
and that feels like a Bordeaux style.
Yeah. Now, and they've got Sauvignon Blanc, which is delicious, and they've also got, what was the new Viognier we had? Man, that knocked my socks off. That was fantastic. We had that when we were sitting out there that one day.
Yeah.
It was like, whoa. So, and they have a rosé that's very good too. And they do a bubbly, but I don't think they have any right now.
Yeah.
And I talked with Susan about that, and the bubblies apparently are, the sparkling wines are they're a pain in the ass to make, basically.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of work that goes into making those things, which is why champagne's generally more expensive.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But
because you don't get the natural carbonation happening like you do with beer.
There's a lot of other steps you have to do.
Yeah, exactly.
But their bubbly I remember their bubbly, the girls, our wives love the bubbly a lot, and I've tasted it. I can't drink it that much, but it is delicious.
Yeah.
They make very good quality wines pretty much across the board.
Yep.
So.
No, absolutely.
And they've won a lot of awards in Virginia.
Oh yeah. No, they're very good. They've been around for a while.
Yep.
So we're going to have another one of theirs later, but we're going to keep drinking this one while we talk.
Man,
so let's get in.
That is dynamite. I got to tell you,
let's get into high school part 2.
Aren't you glad I have that big giant wine cellar?
Well, I'm glad now. I'm not so glad when you give me one to take home and I pop it open and it tastes like vinegar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, you could use it in a salad, I guess.
I've often used it like to clean things.
Yeah, there you go.
If I need to get some rust off of something, I've used it. But that's the nature of wine roulette.
All right.
So talking about high school though, let's start with like the place and the time, right? What the times were like and what the place was like. But let's go back to the place first, because we talked about this in episode 6 last season, part 1. But let's remind what the school was like. I mean, our high school was on a campus.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the high school, middle school, 2 elementary schools were there. I mean, one was I don't know, first or kindergarten first and second, and then there was a third and fourth. I mean, those were after our time.
Yeah, they came later.
Yeah. But
we just had the middle and the high school.
But it's a beautiful campus, and we just actually drove by there last fall when we did the Hawk Mountain Brewing episode, and we were up in that area up in the Hockendakwa,
just down the road.
Yeah, and it's just down the road, and somebody said, "Hey, you got to see what the Whitehall campus looks like right now." Compared to when you guys were there, we graduated in '82. It's been a while, and it's been a few years, and so and we drove by there, and there's another whole building there now, and they say there's 2 stadiums, because we had a stadium that was a football stadium where we played, but they say now there's another stadium that I guess hosts mostly soccer and things like that.
Oh, really? Soccer?
Yeah. Well, I remember, Mike and Marty were talking about that.
Yeah, that's right.
When we did the Hawk Mountain episode, we were talking about that, But there's a lot going on there still.
I wanted to play soccer.
I know you wanted to play soccer.
And I went over to Caddy and played soccer.
I do remember this when we were kids, that you wanted to play soccer, and we did not have soccer at Whitehall at the time. The places really, come up.
I wanted to play hockey, too.
Well,
not Hockendakwa, the actual game of ice hockey.
The actual game of ice hockey. And
didn't have that either.
They didn't have that either. No,
they got that everywhere now.
Yeah, there's a lot new now. But, I mean, the building, when we went there, the original Whitehall High School building was about 20 years old at the time. Right? Yeah. Single-story building, organized into wings, A through F wing, right? And we've talked about the details of that before. A wing, nice wing, B wing, nice wing, all the way down to C wing, the most crappy wing in the school.
C?
No, I'm sorry, F.
F.
Did I say C?
You said C. Yeah.
No,
C was nice.
It's kind of like your grades.
Yeah.
A, good.
Right.
F, failure.
Or FU. You got to be down in F wing, FU.
Yeah, exactly. But we did have some unique things there. We had a planetarium.
We did. And we had a natatorium.
And what does natatorium mean?
It means you can swim in the shitty swim trunks that they give you that leave nothing to the imagination.
Yes, because you had to wear the school-issued swim trunks.
We talked about that in the other episode.
We talked about that in the previous episode, and I'm still traumatized. Still a little PTSD from that. But, so we had a natatorium, which means indoor pool. So we had a couple of, it was a nice school.
What's
no complaints here. And even we had about like 1,300 kids going there when we were there, as I recall.
Yeah.
And I looked it up, actually. Right now, they're saying online they have 1,462 students, as of at least the last time they updated their website. So it's not much bigger.
And what was our graduating class? It was a couple hundred.
It was three something.
Yeah,
it wasn't that big. And I mean, if you look at that number and assume it's spread evenly, it's about the same.
Yep.
It's about the same size. Yep. But so that's kind of like the where. That's the setting where we were. But let's talk about the when. I mean, we graduated in 1982, June of 1982.
Right.
And like I said, we're talking junior and senior year today.
Right, we're sticking there.
So our junior year started in the fall of 1980.
Yeah.
So think a little bit about what the world was like back then. You know, it was still round, just like now.
No, it's flat now, isn't it? That's what I've heard people tell me.
It's kind of flattened out.
There's people that believe that. Right?
Yes, I suppose there are.
I challenge them to take me to the edge.
Here, pour me a little bit more wine, and maybe you'll convince me.
No, I don't believe it. I'm just saying there are people. There are those who say.
Well, we'll have to go look for breweries on the edge of the earth.
Actually, there was a fella who believed it so much that he built his own rocket ship and died trying to prove that the Earth
I saw that. I saw that. But let's talk about the 1980s, though. 1980 to 1982 specifically, because that's our junior and senior year. So a couple of things to think about. I got a couple of historical facts for you. 1980. The big news, the Iranian hostage crisis.
Oh, yeah.
When Iran overran our embassy, Iranian revolutionaries overran our embassy. They kicked the Shah out of Iran and took our embassy staff hostage.
Yeah.
You know, I eventually wound up working with a dude who was one of the hostages.
No shit.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
I later worked with a dude who was one of the hostages, and I will never forget, like, I said to him one day, like, he's always cheery and stuff.
Yeah.
And without going into a lot of detail, he was, no matter how bad things got at work, no matter how bad things were going, he was always smiling and joking. And I said to him one day, damn, nothing gets you down, does it? And he says, you know what? I spent 2 years of my life wondering every day if I was going to die.
Yeah.
He's like, nothing can bring me down.
Exactly.
Nothing here is going to bring me down. That was like the background context of our start of our junior year. Right. And then 1981.
And that was Jimmy Carter.
That was under Jimmy Carter.
Right.
Yeah,
and
that was under
changed in 1984.
Well, no, 82 Reagan took office. Yeah.
Okay.
He won. Yeah. Okay. 82 Reagan took office. Yeah. Okay. But in 81, some more cheery news. The emergence of the AIDS epidemic.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah, that was rough. I mean, all of a sudden, like, people are dying and they don't know what this disease is. Yeah. And it's the Center for Disease Control first identified it out in LA.
Isn't this a happy episode here?
This is cheery. But also in 1981, what else happened? There was a first. Something started. And it became like the backdrop for a lot of our later high school. Like, it was always on at parties. People were watching MTV. MTV came on the air. Yeah. This was the start of the expansion of cable.
Yeah, cable was getting everywhere.
Cable was getting everywhere.
We had cable early.
We've talked about that on a previous episode, but it was like we had 12 whole channels.
Yeah,
you know?
right. Now it's getting big.
Now it's starting to get big.
Yeah. And then you always had MTV on at a party.
Oh, yeah.
Because he had the great music and the music videos that were going on.
Yeah, and so it was always in the background of the party. Yeah. But yeah, that came on the air in 1981. And what was the first song they played?
Video Killed the Radio Star.
By?
The Buggles.
Yes, exactly. You got it.
I know my shit.
More trivia.
Yeah, but also, too, I just read that as of like last week or 2 weeks ago, the MTV has no more music videos on it.
Yeah.
they turned off whatever music video thing they had. It's gone.
Yeah.
Now. So as of just historically, that's kind of full circle.
I just saw something about this actually yesterday, or maybe it was the day before. Mm-hmm. It was Friday. I saw something that there's a whole effort now to revamp MTV because they said it's no longer culturally relevant because they moved away from the music videos and they started doing all the reality shows.
Which I hate.
And now that's dying.
Yeah.
Because people just aren't watching it.
Yeah.
So they're now trying to consider, well, what should MTV be in the future?
Full nudity.
And they want to get full frontal nudity. It's all porn now.
It's going to be like the station up in New York that used to be the public access.
Oh, the public access station. Oh, God,
the Naked Channel.
Yeah, that was weird shit.
Or that's what Seinfeld called it, but
The Naked Channel, yes, but that was weird.
It was really weird.
But maybe that's what it's going to become. Maybe that's what they need to draw viewers. But no,
Okay.
the thing I was reading
violence.
said they wanted to get back to music. But that was the backdrop for a lot of our parties and activities in the 80s, in the latter part of high school and into college.
What was your favorite music video that you can recall? Like the one you liked to see when it came on?
I like to see.
Just one randomly that you thought was pretty cool.
One that I thought that was cool, and I thought it was cool not necessarily because of the music as much as because of the concept for the video.
Yeah, right.
It was the moving drawings. What was it? Take On Me.
Oh, Aha. Yeah, that sprung to my mind too. That was an amazing. It went from live action to cartoon,
Cartoon and back. Sketch cartoon. Yeah.
Really, really well, and it was. I think it was one of the coolest things
creative.
at the time. It was amazing, and I actually liked the song too. I don't mind that song. That's a fun song.
I didn't say I mind the song. It wasn't my favorite song, but it was I was fascinated by the video.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you a
really
little funny story about music video and music. So there was a band that I didn't really care for. A metal band out of Germany called Rammstein.
Oh, I know Rammstein.
Right? Rammstein.
Yeah, actually, my oldest son, that's one of his favorite bands.
Well, I was like, Rammstein, who gives a shit? Until I watched a video.
Yeah.
Called Mineland. Yeah. And I'm like, I love Rammstein. Mineland is they start out and they're on a beach and it's like American beach, it's like Baywatch, right?
Yeah.
And that's during the day, but as the sun goes down, it becomes Rammstein Beach. Gothic German, just once the sun's gone, all the goodness leaves. It was such a cool. And then I watched a bunch of other ones, and I realized they actually have a really great sense of humor. They're actually really funny. And they don't take themselves too seriously. They have one where they're all in fat suits. And they get out of these cars and they sing the song. I'm like, these guys are the shit. I mean, it was really cool, and so now I'm a huge fan of Rammstein.
That is pretty cool. So, I mean, that's 81. So then 1982, that's the year we graduated. And it was a great year to graduate, I got to tell you. Coming out of school, bright future, lots of opportunity. And let me give you the opportunity.
Yeah.
The U.S. unemployment rate in 1982 reached 11%. Mm-hmm. Right now, everybody's hand-wringing over 4%.
Yeah, I know.
It's it was 11%.
Yeah, interest rates were like what?
Oh, well, I got that data for you, too.
Yeah, what were they? They were huge.
Mortgage interest rates, right now we're paying, 7%? It's down, I think, 6-something.
Yeah.
People are all anxiety over 6-something. The mortgage interest rate in 1982 was 16%. 16%.
Holy Christ.
And of course, inflation.
That's why I couldn't afford anything for a very long time.
And inflation, I mean, it's now running right under 3%, and it has been for the last couple of years, right?
Yeah.
Since about 2022. We had a spike in, I guess, 22. Coming out of COVID, it spiked to 9%.
Yeah.
So, but 1982, it ranged between 6 and 8%.
Yeah.
So it was not like the good old days.
It was not.
And to add insult to injury, we grew up. We're talking about Whitehall High School.
Yeah.
We're a suburb of Allentown, Pennsylvania, right? So we're just outside Allentown. You could basically walk from our high school into Allentown in probably, I don't know, a few hours. A couple hours.
Yeah, it wouldn't take you that long.
Yeah, it was like 4 miles. Yeah.
I mean, really, to get across the border to actual Allentown, it wasn't really that far.
It wasn't really that far. But yeah, so we're on the border of Allentown. We're about to graduate. You just heard the numbers. And that year, Billy Joel does a concert in Allentown, and soon after releases the song Allentown, which, if you want a reminder, go listen to the song Allentown, and it talks about how crappy things were economically and lack of opportunity in Allentown. And here we are with our bright, shiny faces and our diplomas. The future's ours. The future's bright.
Well, I was already going to college. I was heading off to Muhlenberg. So,
Oh, in '82, yeah.
you know, I knew where I was going.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I knew I was like, when we graduated, I knew I was going to Penn State.
Yeah.
So we knew where we were going. We were going off to college.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was not like a cheery. And don't get me wrong, there was a lot of good stuff going on. We had a lot of fun.
Oh, hell yeah.
It was a good time. But yeah, it wasn't like this you know, great good old days, you know.
Being poor can be fun.
Yeah, exactly.
We made the best of it.
You don't have much to worry about because you don't have much.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
But the other thing is, we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have like laptops and iPads.
That's right.
And all that kind of stuff.
And computers. There was a computer lab, but it was really like, was it like BASIC?
Oh yeah, it was really basic.
No, I mean the language wasn't that BASIC. The first language, right? I didn't mean.
Yes.
I meant BASIC and BASIC.
It was basic.
Right, it wasn't Fortran or anything like that.
Oh
that
no, it
hadn't
was
come around.
basic. That hadn't been invented yet.
I remember I had my first Texas Instrument home computer, mostly to play games on. But you could program
in high
BASIC.
school.
Yeah, like in high school.
Really?
Yeah, it was a TI. Like 99 or something, and it really
TI-1
or something. It was like really low, and they had these cartridges you plugged in, and you could play like some game with ants crawling around and shit. It was pretty.
This was just post Pong.
Yeah, it wasn't anything. It was 8-bit graphics, and it was shitty.
I think it was 80 or 81 that the video game Pac-Man came out.
Yeah, so this was like around 82. We got this TI 99, I think it was, and it had I remember reading and doing some basic programming, on it, you know, in BASIC, and running some routine, and it did something. I don't know, something stupid.
Yeah, so this was kind of the world we lived in.
Yeah,
but
back in the Stone Ages. You know?
Yeah.
Back in the Stone Ages, yes.
Didn't one of our friends get in trouble in the computer lab trying to do something? Didn't somebody try and change?
I don't remember, but since we're getting there, let's talk. Oh, you couldn't pop because
I'm thinking of something
you're thinking about something else.
Yeah.
Because our computer lab was not connected. We had no computers at the school. No.
How'd they have a computer lab?
Here's how they had a computer lab. I remember because they essentially this was a storage room right next to the planetarium. Where they had essentially installed 2 of these teletype terminals. There was no screen. There was no screen. It was just a teletype terminal, and it was connected to a mainframe at a local college. And basically, they were down most of the time, and most of the time it was the comm between, so you had 2 terminals. So you'd have a computer class. I remember taking computer class, and I was like, oh, this is going to be cool. And we go in, and we sit there. There's no computers. I mean, imagine this. You're taking a computer class without computers.
Oh, my goodness.
You were taught how to write a program in BASIC.
Okay, yeah.
And then you had to, like, write everything out, and then you had... During class time, they would start assigning, like, you've got this 10 minutes, and then this person's got this 10 minutes. And then, so over time, they'd get through the whole class, right?
Okay.
And this was kind of an elective.
Yeah.
And you'd go into the storage closet with the 2 terminals, 2 at a time, and you'd try to, like, enter your program, and hopefully the connection would maintain through the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then you try to run your program, and, like, I think during it was like a half-year class, and during that semester, that half year, you would get to maybe write and debug 1 program because of the lack of resources.
I think I did better with my TI-99 at home. I think I probably did more computer shit.
You probably did, but I remember I was like, so this is computers. This is technology at its finest. So with all this depressing talk, you know what? I think it's time for another wine. What's the second wine?
Okay. We're there already. Wow.
We're there already.
Quick. We got
another
2017 Meritage from the Barnes.
So the first one was what year?
2014. This is 2017. So this is 9 years old.
Okay.
So give me your glass there. Let's pop that in.
Okay. So also
Meritage, I think, is a little bit bigger of a grape. Hardy, not hardier. I don't know, what's the term? More full-bodied wine usually than a Petit Verdot, which is what the first one was.
Yeah, this is darker in color.
Yeah,
definitely darker in color.
Yeah. So let's see. Oh man.
Oh, more.
A lot of nose.
Yes, far more aroma on this one. Almost a.
Oh yeah.
almost like a maple
Yeah.
kind of aroma.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. There's a lot going on there.
There is a lot going on there.
I got some cranberry on the back end.
Yep, not necessarily as dry as the first one.
No, it's got a little more fruit to it.
Yep. Definitely more fruit to it.
What is? There's something else in there. A little plum again.
Yeah,
I got a little plum
but
there.
less. I think
Less.
like you said,
No raisin.
Cranberry. Yep, no
Cranberry there. Yeah. That's a nice wine. That's a nice.
That is very nice.
Nice wintry
Yeah.
kind of wine.
And also, it held up, like you said.
Yeah.
9-year-old, it held up very well.
Yeah, that's a good wine. Jeez. Yeah,
I like
again,
that.
these guys make great wines, and that's why I saved a lot of them because I just put them in the rack.
Yeah.
It's again, not knowing how they're going to age. Now we know.
Now we know.
The Barnes ones are good.
Yeah.
They're
So,
shape.
so for everybody, if you are in the Northern Virginia area,
Yep.
Hamilton Station, Virginia,
Yep.
not too far from here.
Yep.
Quite
west a
not
little
quite
bit.
30 minutes west here.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
20 minutes.
Just
from
kind of
us.
southwest of Leesburg,
Yeah.
Virginia.
Yeah.
Check out the Barns. It's
Yep.
worth it.
The Barnes of Hamilton Station, very good place if you're in the area.
Yeah, absolutely. so let's get more back into high school. So we talked about computer class, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what about some other classes that stick out in your mind?
Yeah, so we had some interesting teachers, we had some bizarre teachers, we had some fantastic teachers.
Yeah.
And at the end I'm going to mention one of the most fantastic ones who's not with us anymore, and he was just something else. But I want to go through the circus first.
Let's start with the sideshows and move into the tent.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I know what I think I know where you're going to go because you and I were in the same class together.
Mr. P.
Mr. P.
Bill P.
Oh. I wasn't even going to
you
go.
gonna go there yet?
I wasn't
Okay.
even going to go there yet. I was going to start with.
You want to start? Okay,
I
sorry.
want to start with world history.
Yeah, the guy we called him Fish.
Well, we didn't make up that.
No, that name was with him
that
forever.
nickname was with him before we got there. That was from generation to generation.
Correct.
Yeah, so Fish.
Yeah.
I won't say his last name, but yes. Okay. But that class, this is world history. So my knowledge of world history is left wanting.
Yeah.
Now I've been doing a lot of I like history, so I've been doing a lot of history reading on my own.
Yeah.
Particularly since I retired, I read history, and particularly around World War II.
Yeah.
I find very interesting World War I to World War II fascinating.
Yeah.
That period of American history,
Right.
Or world history. But the way we learned world history, Fish would come into the class, and he had an overhead projector.
Yeah.
And you listen to this podcast 20 years from now, people are going to go, what the hell's an overhead projector? Google it, okay? But an overhead...
We had transparency things you'd put on it, it would project on the wall.
Yeah.
He would come in and he'd lay these down.
No, he didn't. He didn't have slides. Remember, he had scrolls.
Oh, they were scrolls.
Yeah, in his first year of teaching, because they had a crank.
Oh, okay.
That you could,
he just wrote on it.
Yeah,
okay.
it had pulleys, and you could pull the thing across.
Yeah.
One frame at a time.
Yeah, gotcha.
And he would, in I guess his first year of teaching, he wrote out all the notes in outline form about world history.
Yeah.
On these scrolls, and he kept them. And every year then thereafter, and when we had him, he'd come in, he'd put the scroll, he'd roll up the first page, and you had a notebook, and you were supposed to copy down word for word.
Right.
And then he'd scroll to the next one, and copy down
Yeah, and
word
the reason
for
you're
word.
copying down word for word was that what was going to be on the test.
Because then he would have a review session before the test. And what was the review session? He would tell you, get your notebook out, flip to this, part 2, subsection, Roman numeral 5, and so on. And then he would go, this sentence is very important. And so he'd note the sentence.
Yeah.
And he'd do this, and then the test would be 20 multiple choice questions, and it would just be that sentence with one word missing and with multiple choice, and you have to fill it in.
Yeah.
So needless to say, I graduated high school with a very, very
Yeah.
limited knowledge of world history.
Now, he wasn't the only history teacher. We had some other ones.
Oh, we had some that were good, yeah. But this was the one that stuck out in my mind, and the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
This almost bordered on ugly.
Yeah, well, he's the one who got in a fight with a student.
Yeah.
With one of our guy
Yes.
who graduated with us, his older brother.
Yeah.
And he got knocked out, man. He got knocked. He went out to challenge the kid, and it was a bad idea because I guess he had been a boxer in the Navy or something like that, and he thought he could handle himself. But
This guy?
yeah, he had been. Yeah, he thought that's
didn't know
the
that.
story I heard was he thought he could
Okay.
handle himself, and he went out to he had an altercation with the kid, and the kid knocked him down.
Well, I don't know what he was before this, but he didn't look like he was ready to...
Yeah, and he look. This guy was a freak of nature that he went.
Oh,
out,
yeah.
which was-
I remember.
I mean,
that.
literally.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he was a freak of nature. Like you never ever want to fight this guy.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. It's not a good idea. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, that was one, and then
Yeah, but think about that, though. Back in the era when we went to high school,
Yeah.
a student getting in a fight with a teacher,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that was the thing. But he got expelled,
Sorta. He ended up
uh-huh.
finishing it out at home,
Oh.
and then he actually graduated.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
And then he
that.
went to the army. I think,
Yeah, I don't know.
something like that.
But yeah, so that was world history.
yeah.
And then we also, another thing I want to talk about is English literature. We had, English lit in maybe it was junior year.
Yeah.
And we had a friend, and I'm not gonna use the name.
Yeah.
I was in his class. I don't think you were in my class.
I was in that class.
Were you in this
I was
class?
absolutely in
So
that
you
class.
remember this?
I know the entire
You know this story.
I sure
where our teacher was not the quickest on the uptake.
Yeah, she was very sweet,
She was very sweet.
but she was a bit vacuous.
Yeah, and she was trying her best.
She was.
But
I felt bad for her.
Sorta. because she was very sweet. She was a very nice woman,
Mm-hmm.
and she was younger, probably at the time she looked like
In her 20s, maybe.
she was probably in her
Late
20s. I would
yeah.
have put her in her 40s at the time, but that's
No,
what
I think
everybody
she
looks
was
like
in her
40 when
late-
you're 16.
She was in her late 20s. yeah.
Yeah, so, but our friend, we're sitting there and we're taking a test, and he's like looking around, looking at people's papers, like
Obviously cheating.
Obviously cheating.
Right.
And she looks at him and she says, "Hey, why are you looking around?
Well,
Why
actually, she said it even nicer. She said, I can't help but notice you're looking
Yes,
around at other people's
papers?" And his response was,
Well, I get really nervous about these tests, and it helps me relax to look around. I just get really nervous.
And she goes, oh, okay.
and that was that, and he went back to cheating.
But there was another incident, if you recall, in this class with the intercom.
Yeah, oh, I had forgotten about that until now. Yeah.
Yeah, they had an intercom.
Yes.
And it was not a two-way intercom. It was a one-way intercom.
Right.
It was to announce things. And somehow she ended up trying to get in a conversation with
the intercom.
not knowing that the intercom cannot hear
Yeah,
her.
because the intercom was like, Ms. So-and-so,
Yeah.
please call the office. Ms. So-and-so, please call the office. And I remember going, like, I'll call in a minute. I'm busy with class right now. And it's like, she's talking to a speaker on the
And
wall.
I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me going, what? For real? Again, I felt a little bad for her, and I think a lot of people kind of took advantage of her. A lot of students did, and it wasn't very nice because she was really nice.
Yes, I had forgotten about the intercom incident.
I think we had to read The Scarlet Letter.
Yes, we did.
Class. Oh, dear
Yes,
God. That
we
was
did.
the most awful book ever.
Oh, and then we watched the parts of the video.
Oh, dear God, yeah. With the evil, evil priest.
The priest that was beating himself, and the priest is like beating himself with this. He wasn't a priest. He was some kind of minister.
Yeah, he was some kind of minister.
He was like beating himself. Self-flagellation, and we're all laughing.
That's the word for this podcast today.
Self-flagellation. The word of the day, students, is self-flagellation.
But we also had some great teachers, and
we did have some great teachers.
Our math teachers,
Yeah.
Mr. H, who had he was a bald guy, so he had the nickname of Chrome Dome.
But
it was more of it was actually not They called him Chrome Dome, but it wasn't like I know it sounds weird, but not in the mean way. Like it was more of an affectionate, fun name for him. And he was a fantastic math teacher. He was very good. He was pretty strict, and he would always say, "And I say to you." He would always say that. That was his little catchphrase. Yes. "I say to you," but he was. I did well in his math. I'm terrible at math. So when I do well in a class, that means the teacher was freaking good. So Mr. H was very good. But there was another one after him that I'll talk about real quick if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Case, Carl Case. I'm going to say his name because he just passed away fairly recently, like last year. Carl Case won many, many, many awards every year. He was one of the best teachers I have ever had in my life, including college. I had some great teachers in college, but this guy was something else, and he never, ever got angry at anyone, no matter what kind of an asshole kid was carrying on. Mr. Case kept his cool and was really a class act and was really a cool guy. And you told me too, I forgot, he announced the football games as well.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Yeah,
I do. All these memories are fading now as I get older. But
CRS.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't remember shit.
But I will tell you, if you look at some of the classes we had in high school, junior level math classes as well as science classes, particularly for me, physics class.
Yeah, Mr. H.
Another Mr. H.
He was good.
He was good, and they gave me at least the basic foundation I needed. Now I was behind because I was kind of filling time going to class in between things like going to parties, playing football, hanging out. School was a filler, you know. And by the way, kids, don't do that.
Pay attention.
Pay attention to what you're doing. But like at the last moment in my junior year and senior year, I started going, hey,
oh shit!
Like this is clicking. I understand math. I understand, because now you're into algebra, trigonometry, physics, and I'm like, and I understand how this stuff interrelates, and it's like, whoa!
Yeah, well, that's a cool thing.
Which actually was good for me, having become an engineer.
Yeah, right. Now, I had a similar experience when I got into college, my junior year or my sophomore year in college with German.
Yeah,
I took 2 years. I took a freshman year, took German second year, and by the middle of that second year, all of a sudden, I understood German. Yeah. Like could read and go, oh shit, I know what's going on here. Yeah, and I've lost that. I should have practiced it more. But it's a great moment.
Would have been useful when we went to Vienna here last December.
It was embarrassing.
So, yeah, well,
stupid American.
Thankfully, most people in Austria speak English.
Thank God.
Fairly well. So, but yeah, no, there were some good teachers, and I will tell you, English. Writing class, Mr. K, that was one of the best classes I ever took.
Yeah, I did not have him.
No, I had him for writing, and I wrote this whole. We had to write like a screenplay, and I wrote this horror story about the school and about this demonic possession of a bus driver, and like I got an A on it. I really liked it.
And guess what? I actually lived that story. Because our bus driver eventually became a pro wrestler. No, actually, that's not our bus driver. Our bus driver got in a fight with one of the students in the parking lot.
I do remember that, because everybody piled out to watch the student fight with Kenny.
Yeah, and honestly, Kenny was in the right on this. I shit you not. Kenny was a pretty reasonable guy. You know Kenny.
Yeah, I know.
Kenny was a good guy.
Yeah.
This guy was a dick. This guy was an asshole, and his nickname was Hare.
Hare. I was going to say, didn't they call him Hare?
Hare, yep.
Yeah.
And they actually got a circle formed, and they got into a fight, and I think the school narc came running out to try and stop it. Yeah. But he pulled the bus off into the parking lot, and everybody got out, and those two went at it.
I don't know what they call them now. I mean, what are called resource officers around here, at least in the public schools, that are like the security people.
Yeah.
Back then,
we called him a narc.
We called him the narc. So, I don't know.
And the narc was a pretty nice guy, actually. I remember.
He was, yeah.
But Kenny was a tough kid. Kenny was, and Hare was stupid because I've seen Kenny fight. Kenny could street fight. He was really tough. I've seen him really do. He had some moves, man, that were just like I took notes. I'm like, if you get in a fight, do that.
Do that.
It's like shit. That's a good one. But yeah,
Like, was it specifically, if you get in a fight with a bus driver, do this.
well, I would tell you that I think they broke it up before it got anywhere because Hare would have gotten his ass kicked.
Yeah. I do remember that.
Because Hare he was a scrawny.
He was a scrawny. He was a pretty young guy.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he wasn't. Maybe he was just a scrawny guy. I don't know. Whatever.
But speaking of English, right? So down in C Wing, I'm sorry. Yeah, C Wing.
Yeah, C Wing was where English was.
Where English was. One of the teachers did the most amazing thing. Because it was me and Richie Pants, who's been on here, right? Richard Tyson.
We've had him on a couple times.
And a bunch of, I think Steve Farrell was in this one too. Steve, who's always online saying stuff, responding with us. And she let us do a video that was basically student gets bullied, student murders bullies in bathroom in the restroom. And
I'll tell you that high school movie is not getting made today.
Holy shit!
No, that is not getting made today.
No, and it was blood. I mean, it was bloody. It would have been like rated R. It was like bloody.
But think about this: you had a good message, anti-bullying.
True.
Yeah.
You
this was all about anti-bullying because if you're a bully, you will die. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there we go.
Just be murdered in a bathroom by the one you bullied.
Exactly. Yeah, and it was very demonic. It was like eyes rolled up in the head, like a knife and stabbing and blood. And it was like, holy shit. She let it go. She was like, it's you guys are making this is your creative thing. Do it, man. It was
cool. You were allowed to be creative.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
it was good.
Exactly.
She didn't stomp on it and say it was shitty.
Creative violence. Yeah, exactly.
It was expression, and she let it roll. Yeah. And she was really a cool teacher.
Yeah, and it was anti-bullying.
Yep. Yeah, it was again good. Teacher.
It could be a public service message.
Surprisingly good teacher. Yeah. Given where we were.
It's a PSA, a public service announcement.
Yeah.
But so we did actually have some good classes, some good learning, some creative outlet, and so on and so forth.
Right, so here I want to talk about an incident that occurred.
Okay.
And this is a friend of ours' sister ran the bookstore, it was a bookstore.
Oh, okay. So some things that were going on around these classes.
So we had a store in the school.
Yeah.
And it was a bookstore. You could go there and buy books.
Yeah.
And our friend's
you could buy pencils, you could buy all kinds of crap.
You could buy stuff.
Yeah.
And our friend's sister was running it at the time. And there were I think they had two girls running it at the time. It was our friend's sister and another girl. And our friend's sister was really a tough ass.
Yes.
Like, no shit. Like, I wouldn't mess with her. I think she would hurt me really badly. And she got into an argument with the other girl working there. And they actually got into a fight. And she beat the shit out of the other girl, so much so that blood splattered across the books in the bookstore, and they had to throw them out. Because she like beat this girl. It's like, oh my God. I just remember the whole thing about there's blood all over the books, there's blood all over the products. It's like, nice, happy school, wasn't it?
Yeah, wholesome. It was, have you noticed in the last couple of minutes, a lot of what we're talking about is people getting in fights. People getting in fights with teachers. People getting in fights with each other. People getting in fights with bus drivers. People. It was a tense time. Again,
if only we had more guns, it would have been better.
It would have been better. Go back to what? Go back to what we talked about though. About the times, right? Like. There's hostages being taken. Yeah. The economy is shit.
Yeah.
Nobody's got any opportunity. Everybody's stressed out.
Yeah. That's
just the way it was.
But also remember our class advisor, Mr. W.
Mr. W, Mr. W and his big fro. He was really cool.
Yeah, I actually, his typing class really, really took my typing to another level, and I appreciated that very much so. That was an extremely useful thing to be able to type fast and accurately. And he was really good at helping you get your typing speed up. He was actually a really good
I got to tell you, between middle school and high school, typing is one of those classes you're like, typing? Like, okay, there's a throwaway. No, it became one of the most valuable things to me career-wise because, like, I could sit down and actually type at a computer.
Yeah, right? you could move.
I could move on a computer, and I wasn't hunting and pecking and taking forever.
Yeah, it was really cool. And he was our class advisor, so he was kind of our chaperone, if you will, through the years. He was such a good guy. Really sweet, lovely guy.
He was a really good guy. Yeah. And with this big fro.
Yeah, he had that Brady Bunch Fro, you know, like that.
Yeah.
And my dad had one of those too.
Yeah,
It was the
yeah,
stupidest
yeah.
thing
He
ever.
was like Mike Brady, but
Mike-
you know, his was bigger.
Yeah, actually, his was puffy. It was cool, man.
Yeah,
He rocked it.
Yeah, but speaking of teachers, I was talking about my writing class being a really good class.
Yeah.
But the teacher for that, Mr. K, do you remember what unique feature he had?
Yeah, so we talked about this in the last episode. We had incidents in shop class. People lost fingers or pieces of fingers. Well,
Yeah.
Mr. K was a Whitehall grad who had actually lost 2 of his fingers to the joiner. Right up to
the first
second knuckle there.
yeah.
And he used to sit in class and take his finger and put it up his nose as if he had his finger all the
As
way
if
up
he was picking
in his
his
nose,
nose,
but
yeah.
he didn't have a finger there. It was
It was just a stub.
He did that routinely, and he coached wrestling. He was a good guy.
Yeah.
He was
I
a
forgot
really
about
good
that.
guy. He was a tough guy. That's a teacher you did not want to mess with, man, ever.
Oh yeah,
Ever. And you wouldn't want to.
No,
'cause
you wouldn't want to because he was
you
cool.
wouldn't want to. He was really cool. He was a really great guy. He always wanted me to wrestle, and after football, I just could not.
Yeah.
I needed some time off, because football was tough.
Yeah,
and
you were
wrestling is
exhausted.
harder. Wrestling's even harder. And I'm like,
yeah.
I'm not going from football to wrestling. There's
Wrestling,
I need a break.
Yeah.
And he always bothered. I think I would have been a good wrestler because I got short legs and a long upper body. So I got
Let's see here, you missed the boat on wrestling.
I know.
You missed the boat on soccer.
Hockey,
You missed the boat on hockey.
soccer.
Yeah. You just missed the boat.
I'm never getting it back.
Yeah.
I'm just going to drown in my wine.
so, just like moments in high school.
Yeah.
Now, we both played football, through high school, 4 years.
Yep.
And that was a great experience. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But
Best friends I've ever had.
Oh, yeah,
when
yeah.
You go through that kind of crap.
Yeah.
Become real good friends. It's like,
And we got to do a whole episode on football, freshman to senior.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of content there.
Oh, shit, yeah.
But a lot of discussion. But do you remember we had this was in a place where you were still in a world where in the locker room before you went out,
oh, yeah.
the coach would call everybody together into a circle. Everybody take a knee.
Yeah.
And we're gonna say a prayer.
Yeah.
Which I mean, for the safety of our team, for the safety of the other team, for whatever. And then
For us to kick the snot out of
for us to kick the shit, yeah.
Jesus, please.
Jesus, please let us kick the shit out of the other team. And but it was basically the Lord's Prayer, the Our Father, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And we had one guy on the team, a good friend of ours who we know listens to this podcast.
Juice.
Yeah, Juice. And he was Jewish.
Right.
And every week before the game, all right, bring it in, guys, kneel down. And the coach would pick one person to say the prayer.
Yeah.
And do you remember that the one night he's like, all right, Juice, go ahead. And Juice is like looking around going, somebody help me with the words here. And it was like,
He should have just done one of his Jewish things.
yeah,
Man. That would have been hilarious.
That would have been
great.
hilarious. But it was just like the most awkward, like insensitive, like dude. I don't want to say insensitive, but like the most like you're asking the Jewish kid to say the Christian prayer. I don't know. It was just a little.
There's something sweet about it, though. It's nice that he thought of him out of context.
Yeah.
Like he didn't think of him as the Jewish kid.
Well, yeah.
Just one of the other players.
Yeah.
and forgot that he's not going to know that shit.
It was honestly a learning moment, I think, for all of us in the room about like being like sensitive to the people around you, and who you're talking to. And,
Plus, it was funny as shit.
But yeah. But,
For us, we're like, did he just? No, he didn't.
No, he didn't just go there.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah. Oh well. But yeah, I mean, so there were some less savory moments that were awkward in high school.
Well, let's get to the big one.
Yeah, let's get to the
Mr.
big
P.
one. Yeah, Mr.
Science
P.
teacher.
Science teacher.
Yeah.
Yeah. This dude was like this 35-year-old science teacher.
With a fro. But it wasn't really a fro.
Yeah, with a fro.
It was a fro toupee.
Yeah, with a fro, an off-the-shelf fro.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost a clown wig almost.
Yeah.
Pretty close.
Yeah, put some big shoes and a nose on. But in our senior year, he ran off with a sophomore.
Yep.
Sophomore student, a girl that it was like, and then he claimed common law marriage, and then that was the end of his teaching career. And
I wonder if he knew Jeffrey Epstein.
I don't know. And then they went to an island somewhere. No.
Ryan Manilli.
Yeah, but no, that was like one of the weirdest things. And that was like one of those moments in high school where you're like, wow,
yeah,
the world's kind of messed up.
Well, and the thing was, as teachers go, he was a pretty good teacher.
I never had him.
I had him. He was pretty good. Like, he wasn't one of those teachers that was didn't know his shit, or was he actually was a pretty damn good. He was a pretty entertaining and a good teacher.
Yeah.
He also, interestingly, he had fallen on a stick when he was a kid, and it had gouged out his ear canal.
You sure it didn't go in a little farther? That might explain a lot.
But he could whistle through his ear. He would hold his nose, and it would whistle through his ear, and he would do it. And people didn't know where it was coming from, because he'd be walking around like this, whistling through his freaking ear.
Maybe that's how he attracted the sophomore girl. Like that's
like a siren song.
That's a thing, yeah.
Lord. Anyway, he was cool though. He was. I mean, he wasn't cool. He was a dick in terms of what he did.
Yeah.
But as a teacher, he was one of the better ones.
Yeah, he passed away.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, no. I saw his obituary not too long ago.
Didn't you guys visit him once, and he had a screenplay about his whole thing?
Oh God, yes. I totally
and
forgot
one of our
about
guests,
this.
John Broshak.
I totally forgot about this.
You went over to his place or something?
Yeah, Broshak, if you don't want to hear about this, just skip over this part. and we're using your real name because you've been on our podcast. So, I don't even remember. Like, we ran into him and his wife.
Yeah.
His daughter or wife somewhere. and this was this was like right after all this went down, and they were living together in this townhouse, and he's like, oh yeah, come on over, and I'm gonna got some beers and stuff, and like we're like stupid high school kids, we're like sure. This was like I think the summer after we graduated. I'm
glad I missed that one, dude.
I'm sorry I didn't. But we go over there, and he's showing us a screenplay. Like, he's going to try to profit off this whole thing, and he wrote this whole screenplay. Yeah. And John like drops a beer on his screen.
His only copy.
Because this was again. Computers were not a big thing.
Yeah,
like he didn't have a software. Like this was all typed out on a typewriter.
Yeah, I mean, I was still typing in grad school.
Oh, I was still. I was
so still, that was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I typed all through college and stuff. But and even into grad school. So yeah.
Let's get to the graduation though, the actual graduation, the day we graduated.
Well, actually though, I want to touch on one more thing though,
right.
Like how we're planning our future.
Oh.
Guidance counseling.
Yeah.
Guidance counselors. Now, I think you had a pretty good guidance counselor.
I did. I had Mr.
This
T.
is like guidance counselor roulette. Like roulette.
He actually helped me write my letters and stuff, and it worked real well. Yeah. He was great.
Yeah.
He mine was good. Now yours.
Mine?
Good old Leo. Leo.
Yeah. I walked in my freshman year and sat down, and he's like, Lee Hall. Parents, Bert and Marge Hall. Are they from the Scranton area of Pennsylvania? Yes. Oh, I know them. I'm like,
no shit.
Okay.
He knew them?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He knew them because he was from Scranton. And they had mutual friends.
Everybody in Scranton knows everybody else.
Everybody in Scranton knows everybody else. They had mutual friends, and like when my mom and dad were dating in Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Lord.
This was after World War II. My dad came back from the war. My mom and dad were getting together. They were dating. He was in that crowd that we hang out. He was a friend of a friend, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, how are they doing? So on and so forth. Okay, fine. And then I went home and I told my parents, oh, yeah, Leo, we remember him. Okay. And then every time...
Stop 1 second. I'm
Yeah.
going to describe Leo.
Go ahead.
So, if a human was a turtle...
Wasn't his nickname the Turtle?
It might have been. It would be aptly because he looked like a turtle.
Yeah.
He was this little old wrinkly dude with big glasses.
Yeah.
And he looked like like the turtle in the Bugs Bunny cartoon where he's, and he has the jetpack in his back. He looked like that guy with glasses, like that turtle.
Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right.
I just want to paint the picture.
But every time I went in for a counseling session through my whole high school career, it was like, how's your parents doing? Have they gotten up to Scranton lately? Blah, 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 blah. And so the 30-minute counseling session would be all about how my parents are doing and so on and so forth. And how they got, and then the last 5 minutes would be like, oh, yeah, do this. So I get into my, start of my senior year. Well, what are you thinking about doing? You think about going to college? Yeah, I am. I'd like to go to college. What do you think about doing? And for me, I said, I think I'd like to be a teacher. And he looks at me and goes,
no shit.
Yeah. Oh. That was my first put. And he's like, you don't want to be a teacher. I mean, this man...
He's right about that.
This man...
You kind of don't.
This man was the most, discouraging human being on the planet. Like I started kindergarten with the bony claw coming down from the sky and beating me all the time.
What'd you start with?
The bony claw.
Bony old claw.
Exactly.
Wait,
if you don't
bony claw.
If you don't understand that, go back and listen to season 1, episode 1, the bony old claw. And then I ended with this most discouraging man on the planet with the turtle who's looking at me going, you don't want to do that. I was a teacher. I'm a guy who's going to make no money. It's awful. Blah, 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 blah.
He's kind of right.
Go think about it some more and come back. All right. And then through a series of things, I decided I wanted to be an engineer, an electrical engineer specifically. And I came back and I was like, I want to be an electrical engineer. And he opens up the manila folder and he's looking, he's flipping through things, and he goes,
Gorilla in Manila.
He goes, your standardized math test scores are not good enough, you'll never make it. And he throws it down. Think about it some more. And I never went back. At that point I was like, hey Leo.
Yeah, done.
And that actually motivated me because I went to Penn State, got an electrical engineering degree.
Just to show Leo.
I wanted to go find him and smack him with my degree.
He did that on purpose. Maybe Leo was brilliant. Maybe Leo tricked you into being so pissed off at him that you were going to show him up that you became the best engineer dude on the planet. Just to fuck over Leo.
Do you think
that is brilliant.
Do you think that's true?
Absolutely not. He was just this goofy turtle.
But
I like to imagine.
Yeah, you'd like to imagine
a really amazing
that there was
guy
something
that
going
had
on
something
there.
going on better than what
he was like a mutant ninja turtle.
No, sorry.
No.
All right, let's get to graduation.
All right, let's get to graduation.
So we graduated in '82.
Yes.
And we graduated in June, and it's hot, and they put us in the basketball gym.
Well, because we were supposed to graduate on the football field, but it was thunderstorm that night.
Yeah, so they put us in the gym. Okay, so we're in our cap and gown, and we're in the gym, and I'm in the front because I'm B. You're a little behind me.
Yeah, because we were arranged in alphabetical order.
And you were kind of in what I will call the bullseye here.
Well, yeah.
Because you're right where it all went down.
The row in front of me was Fs because I'm an H, right? So the Fs, and then the second row GH, right? And I'm sitting right behind what happens here.
Right.
And yes, one of our classmates,
another Jerry.
Yes, another Jerry.
Well, he was the victim.
He was the victim.
Right.
Yeah. One of our classmates, who I will not name, because we have not talked to him about this, but I'm sure he might not care of us talking about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm not going to say it without knowing. But anyway, he lights a pack of firecrackers and tosses in the gym and tosses them on the floor under the seats.
Right.
He's another F, and it goes under our friend Jerry F. And it's going off, and it's like boom, 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 and it lights his gown on fire.
He's on fire.
It lights the base of his gown on fire, and he's like putting it out, and people around him are like trying to put it out. And of course, Yeah, the graduation ceremony just continues.
Yeah.
It's like there's some kids smoking
Kid's on
there.
fire, but
Kid's
he'll
on
be
the
okay.
fire. He'll be fine.
He'll live.
Yeah, he'll live. Yeah. This was not the era of helicopter parents. It was just like, yeah, he'll live.
Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah, he's all right. But
City blood or he's all right.
yeah. He's not really like bursting into flames or anything. He's
But
just
yeah, that was
smoking a
the
little.
excitement of our graduation. We had
Until the end.
till the end. What happened?
Because there was not only explosions, there was blood. Do you remember at the end we all threw our caps up in the air?
Oh.
Or the
yeah.
cap with the graduation cap with the mortar board
Yeah.
in it and
Murder board.
and a murder board. And it came down, and one of the, I think it was a grandparent, an old man,
Yeah.
older man who was sitting in the
Yeah.
front row
Yeah.
of the bleachers.
Yeah.
And it like came down right on his forehead
Yeah.
and sliced a hole.
Yeah,
Hole in front of his
chopped him.
blood all over the
Yeah,
place.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, this goes right along with the blood in the bookstore, the fights, and so on and so on.
And the murder video.
And the murder video. And now there's
It's a
blood on
theme.
the floor of the gym, and there's this old man bleeding. But do you remember what happened?
No.
They the next year, the class after us, they had like these spongy hats.
Oh, right.
The
They
the
eviscerated
Nerf hat. The Nerf hat.
All because we spoiled it for everyone.
You ruined it for everyone.
exactly
You ruined it for everyone. Yeah, exactly. So, but anyway.
right.
But then we graduated. You went to Muhlenberg, I went to Penn State, and the rest is history, and here we are.
Here we are.
And here we are.
In my basement.
40 years later, 50 years later. No, 40 years later.
In my basement.
It's almost 40 years since we graduated. 82, 92.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, well, that's 30.
30-something. Yeah.
You're doing math back there, aren't you?
It's over 40.
Don't ask me to do
No,
math.
it's not over 40 years.
You graduated at 82. It's
92.
26. It's 2026.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
over 40 years. It's been 44
Your math is
years.
terrible, too.
No, my math is good. Well, see, Leo was right. My math is terrible. I
It is-
shouldn't have
you
been an
shouldn't have
engineer.
been an engineer.
There's no way I should have
The
made
only
it.
engineer you should have been was the one that drives a train.
You know, I always made that joke. I was like, I became an engineer because I wanted to drive a train, and I was just confused onto what this was. All right, so let's talk about it. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
But a few shout-outs before we before we hit it. Steve Farrell.
Yeah, buddy. My cousin.
Your cousin. Thanks for the pictures of the shot glass
Yep.
mug. Todd Pollenchak, thank you for the pictures.
Hands up to